I know a road here. I don't know if anyone's interested, but yeah, it's just this is the morning wake up. It's what it looks like when you're waking up in stealth camp, where I go. You know, the places that I go, how I do it. Everything turned out good. I thought it was going to be a soupy mess beneath my tent, but yeah, it withstood the rising temperatures unseasonably so. It got up close to 50, and it started to rain. And this ground here is a little on the swampy side, so I was a little worried about it. But everything's doing good. I got my backpack out there. So the way I usually do it is I'll put my big backpack outside the tent because this is a small tent, and I have it. I devote that small tarp to it, and the tarp's really light. It's not heavy. And then I carry a day pack with stuff that I wouldn't want to leave behind at camp if I went to walk around. And when I pack up and I leave and put my big backpack on, when I go to a different place, I'll take the stuff that I put in this day pack, put it back in the backpack, and strap the day pack with bungee cords to the back of my bag, and that's the routine. I always set a tarp up over me like this, and one of the most important things is this it creates a peak to where it runs off and the water goes to each corner, and then at the corner I kind of put a little bit of a trench, you know, and try to get any water that might collect there and might start to back up under my tent, which would be a disaster. Kind of everything goes off that way, so I'm always doing that. I'm not exactly fond of this area, but at the same time, you know, I feel like I'm still detoxing from 6 months I spent in St. Mary's, and it wasn't exactly pleasant how I had it when I left, and so yeah, I wanted to just learn to let go again and go back to the basics, and wanted to leave without any particular destination in mind. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm still not 100% back to like cleared of all those outside forces that I think kind of infiltrated and became a little bit of a toxic residue or something inside of my mind, and I'm trying to get rid of some of that toxic residue that I think I collected over 6 months staying in, you know, stealth camping around St. Mary's. So, well, that's just a tiny little bit of an update. I wish I didn't have to depend on coffee as much as I do, but here it's a repurposed peanut container from like the Dollar Tree, and after you eat the peanuts, you know, save it, and you know, you can fill it with water and instant coffee or protein powder. You can use this as a shaker for protein powder with a superfood blend. And you know, I like date syrup and even blackstrap molasses. You can put those in lighter, you know, they don't have to be in, like blackstrap molasses usually comes in heavy glass containers, but you could put it in something plastic and light, you know, and you could take that with you, and you could survive on blackstrap molasses and maybe date syrup. That's always a good handy thing to keep with you. And then if you're fasting, you know, or you're trying to get to a place where you can fast, then you can nurse, you know, with a little bit of that, gives you some nutrients and some calories and a little bit of glucose, or no, glycogen for your muscles, that gives you the energy for, you know, hiking around the woods and stuff. And then you can gradually taper down off of food over a few day period of time, you know, and then get back on food, but you've lessened it because your stomach shrank, and then you try it again, and eventually you can get to where you can do a 2 or 3 day fast, which could be really beneficial. You could detox, it could be healthy, and it can also connect you to something more spiritual. It could activate something spiritual in the mind, which kind of like creates a metaphorical corridor which closes the distance between us and the field of energy we call God, you know. We don't know exactly what that is. How could you, you know? So we use words like God, in order to try to apprehend something that will always overflow the knowledge that we have of it. Me personally, what keeps my faith or the fire for spirituality going when life has infiltrated and has created a sense of doubt. I look in hindsight in key areas that have enough precision to where I can't write it off as just mere coincidence. And then that, refreshes me a little bit, even if I'm struggling. That's kind of how I do it. Well, anyways, I don't want this video to go on too long. It's a little boring. But, well, with that said, for now, Noble Road over and out. Just a little video diary for now.